Okay, so I think we're going to have to start. So please, would you mind turning your camera on before we get started?
My camera is doesn't working. I try to fix for tomorrow. I don't know if it's possible.
Okay, yes, that's okay. No worries. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So let's just get started. All right. Okay. So first thing, welcome to this course. Maybe because we're doing the introductory class earlier than we usually do it, because well, I have other classes later, so I couldn't have done it, like 30 minutes before the class. Maybe that's why there are not so many people here. But you will be joining another group, so don't worry because it's not, it's not gonna be a problem. So because of the content is every week is different, so we're gonna be looking at how that works in a bit. So welcome to this course in executive English. I think the TOEFL is one of the main things that we've been focusing on. There have been many students that have taken this course from different countries. And so, yeah, I think this is really one of the most important programs that this institute has. So the first thing when I was telling you about turning your camera on isn't really because of me. I really wouldn't mind that much. So I really have no problem if something's wrong with your camera or maybe your computer, maybe you're not at home yet. But yeah, I've been told to kind of, be constant with that and ask you guys to always have your cameras on because it's a policy that has been now implemented. So in case you don't have your cameras on, then I think I'm gonna have to momentaneously remove you from the meeting, but you can just join at any time with the same link. It's not something, really definite. It's just momentaneously until you can turn it on. So that's something that we need to meet. And now what we're going to be doing today, which is, during this 30 minutes, we're just going to be looking at some information about the test, about the course, and then later we're going to have the official class at 8 p.m. So this is just like a brief session so that we can get to introduce how the course works and how the test works as well. So, oh, by the way, I didn't introduce myself, so I'm going to do that. My name is Andrea, and I'm going to be your theory teacher. So during the you will have a total of 24 classes. 12 of them, half of them will be theory classes that you will see with me. So I'm going to be your theory teacher. And on your practice sessions that you will have with another teacher, I think just Manny, you will be basically practicing everything you guys see with me. So, yeah, that's how it's going to be working. Basically, we have classes from Tuesday to Fridays. There are no classes on Mondays. And we have class, you will have class with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you will have classes with just Manny, your practice sessions on Wednesdays and Fridays. So to recap, from Tuesday to Friday, we have class at 8. We will be looking at the theory with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Wednesdays and Fridays are for the practice with just Manny. So that's basically how this is going to be working. So is that okay so far? Any questions about that? Do you have any questions so far?
No, thank you.
Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is trying to prep you for this TOEFL IBT test. So this test, I'm sure you already know a bit of what it is and how it works. So TOEFL basically stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language. That's TOEFL. So it's a standardized test that's taken pretty much everywhere in order to kind of demonstrate or test your proficiency in English, right? So usually this is for foreign speakers, so people whose native language is not English, who learn English. So I think that's, the final thing that you get to do when you are done learning English. And IBT stands for Internet-Based Test. Now, IBT is the version of the test. I think it's really important to notice. There are other versions of this test. For example, we got the PBT version of the test, which is a paper-based test. Now, this version is not taken, it's only taken in places where you have zero or no access to internet. So I'm guessing that's not going to be your case. So you could have the IBT. However, I think there are other versions. Recently, I've heard they've thrown this new TOEFL Essentials version of the test, which is something completely different. So it's important to say that each version of the test has a different structure. So we're going to be working on the IBT during this course, which is the most common one. So we got to be careful there. So we're going to be working on the TOEFL IBT test. Now, if you're wondering who makes this test, well, this is made by the ETS, which is the same company that makes other standardized tests like the SAT, for example, which is a test. I think it's a college entrance exam, but this is mostly taken by native speakers because it has the math section included. So this is for applying to college usually. And the GRE, which is taken, I think, to get a master's degree in business or something. So it's basically a big company that makes other tests. And one more thing that's quite important to mention is that the only way that you can register for this test is through the official ETS website. So, there are some institutes that are like, we're offering the test, but it's actually a simulation. It's not the real TOEFL test. So we gotta be real careful with that. The only way that you can register to take the test is through the official website. And if you want to take it at a test center, you can only take it at very specific locations. So for example, here in Cochabamba, where I'm at, you have the ASB. I think that the CBA is also there, and it really changes according to the city or the place you live in. However, I think that right now, because of the pandemic thing, they have this new option, this new chance of taking this test at home with the home edition one. So that's another thing. It's the same, it's exactly the same test, but you just take it at home. So yeah, those are some important acknowledgements. And finally, the reasons why people take the TOEFL. Well, the first one is usually in order to apply for university. So when you're applying to college for a master's degree or for a bachelor's degrees, and if you're not an English native speaker, then some universities, I think most universities will ask you to take these tests. Of course, if they are in an English-speaking country, like the United States or Canada or Australia, or even in Europe where they don't really have English as an official language, when you go to a university, which official language is English, then yeah, I think they ask you for this TOEFL test. Another reason why people take it is in order to apply for scholarships. So, the higher you get, the more chances you have in order to apply for scholarships. So yeah, that's another reason. And finally, some people just take it in order to, add it to a resume and have I'm sorry, I think your mic is on. Okay. So some people just take it in order to apply to a job maybe, or just have it in the resume and have a valid certification of their English proficiency. So those are some reasons why people usually take this test. So, okay, so I don't know if everything's clear so far, if you maybe have any questions or any comments about what we've seen.
No, that's okay. In my case, I need a TOEFL for, I need to apply a master degree, so it's necessary in my case to do the TOEFL.
All right, great. So yeah, that's actually what we were going now. So I would like to know a bit about you. Well, about me, I already told you what my name is. I've been working here in this company for quite a while now, like almost a year. And well, I went to an American high school. That's how I learned English. And ever since, I've been doing some tutoring here and there as an ESL teacher. And I've also worked, especially in, prepping for these standardized tests, both the TOEFL test and also the SAT, the test that I was telling you about. So that's me. But now I'd like to know a bit about you. So if you could please tell me your name, your city, your age would also be good. Now, you already told me a bit of why you're taking this course and why you're taking this and why you need to take the test. But I would also like to know if there's a specific score that you need that maybe the university is requiring from you. And also, what your master's going to be, or what you're studying right now, or what you're doing right now. So can you tell me a bit about you?
Yes, my name is Jacobet. I am from Cochabamba, Bolivia, and I am taking the course of the TOEFL because I need the TOEFL for my master's degree, and I need to apply the scholarship. Well, I need both for the scholarship and the university, and I'm not sure, but I will try to apply the full ride, and in this scholarship I need the degree. I don't know. I don't know what is the score, but I think it's 92. Yes, 92. But I prefer to have a good grade because I don't want to worry about my score, and I prefer don't put me a limit, and I want to have a good score.
Okay, so the highest score possible. I like that attitude. So yes, I'm sure you can get both 92. Test is over 120, so I think it could be possible. We just need to work on some strategies. And what I'm sensing right now is I think you have quite a good level, so I think you could do it. Okay, now about the test. In general, this test has 4 sections. So it covers reading, listening, and speaking and writing. There's no grammar section itself, but every section has a bit of grammar, or needs a bit of grammar, of course. Regarding the time that this test lasts, it's 3 hours total, around 3 hours. And well, the reading and the listening are the longer sections as for time. So the reading is about 60 to 80 minutes long, depending on how many tests you have. The listening is again around 60 to 90 minutes. Then you get a break. I think it's a 15-minute break in which you can, have some snack, or if you're taking it at home, you can leave the room, or if you're taking it at a test center, you can do that as well. And then you move on to the speaking and the writing sections. The speaking is the shorter one. As for time, you got just 20 minutes there. And then the writing is a bit longer, 50 minutes. So that's how basically the test works. You got the reading, listening, break, speaking, and writing. And finally, as for the course, this course lasts 6 weeks. So each week we're going to be looking at something different. That's why we can allow people to join the course and join different groups, because it's not really related, So what we're going to be looking today has really nothing to do with what we've seen last week. So I think that's really great in terms of flexibility, because it kind of gives us the chance to have more and more students, and and it doesn't really get in the way of learning what we need to learn. So the first week, this week, we're going to be working on the speaking task 2 and 3. Then next week is going to be about the writing. The following week will also be about the writing, then reading, listening, and finally speaking. So I would just say, don't worry, we're going to be covering everything we need to know, all the tasks. This course is really TOEFL oriented. So we're just going to be working on the structure of the test, what each task is asking for, and obviously how to respond each question, so some strategies, some tips. We're going to practice as well. I mean, you guys are going to practice with just money. So that's what we're going to be doing. And finally, one more thing I got to say is, in addition to the course, we got these extra speaking sessions, which, well, they're not extra, they're mandatory, but they are just additional to the course. So these speaking sessions are just 8 15-minute calls, individual calls that you will have. I'm guessing it's going to be with me, but I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know as soon as I'm informed. But during these speaking sessions, we're just gonna, practice the speaking section. So we're gonna be working specifically on whatever you need to work on, all of the speaking tasks, and of course, on what, I'm gonna give you some feedback, see what we need to do, what we need to work on. So that's something extra that we have to the course. So I think that's quite it. Any questions about anything?
No, that's good.
Okay, that's nice. Finally, one more thing I wanted to say is here's the website, by the way. So I'm sure you've already been told that you need to take this simulation test. Have you?
No, I didn't.
So you don't know this yet?
No.
Okay. So I'm guessing the coordinator is gonna be contacting you in order to let you know. But basically, you're supposed to take 2 simulation tests during the course. So the first one will be at the beginning of the course, so this week, I guess. And the second one or the final one will be at the end of the course. So you will be able to find the programs that you need to download here in this website. So I'm gonna send you the link. It's executiveenglish.com/simulación. So you have 2 volumes here. The only thing you need to really make sure is that you download the first volume for the first simulation. So you need to download this program and you will find a number of tests there. So you need to take the first test. So the first test of the first volume will be for the first simulation, and the first for the second one will be for the final simulation. So just make sure to run this program. But I'm sure if you have any questions, the coordinator will be telling you, and answering your questions or telling you what exactly you need to do. But basically, that's it. So you got to download this program, take the first test. You're supposed to send the answers to a number. So you can scan this code here, or you can ask the coordinator for the number and she'll give you. So yeah, I think that's it. So is that okay? Any questions about that?
Yes, I have one question. I don't know if the Execute English send us login some account in our Gmail or something like that, or I only need to enter of the link and.
Oh yeah, you don't need an account for this. So
Okay.
You can download this program, and it's gonna be like an app almost, and you will see that you have different tests there, and the first one here is the one that you need to take. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it then. Any other question?
No, and that's all for me.
Okay, great. So then I'll be seeing you in a bit, and we have class at 8. So please, before you go though, something else, we're gonna be doing this daily survey every single class. You will do this with Jasmani as well. It's just about how prepared the class was, whether you have understood everything, and whether you have any serious complaints. So if you could please fill that out before you leave.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I submit. Yes.
So thank you so much. Then I'll see you later in class.